What's up, everybody? TJ here with Fitness Realty. I wanted to bring you something a little bit different. Inside of our team, we always have a today's training topic. And so I actually wanted to start making a video about the training topic. And so this is the very first one of that. So I'm hoping this brings a little bit of engagement that would be easier to understand, because sometimes we just have our training topic inside of our chat channel. And sometimes that just gets kind of crazy, and then it's filled in with today's things that are happening. And so sometimes the conversations get all skittywampus on there. So I'm hoping that this way of delivery will be able to have engagement and all the topics can kind of stay together. So I don't know. We'll see. But anyway, welcome to today's training topic, and thank you for coming. I always love to do a big shout out to everybody that's supporting us as a team, and Fitness Realty's growing like crazy. We are doing a little bit of transitioning, which is super fun, but we're going to have more tech and more tools for all of our team members, so that's going to be exciting as well. More to come on that. But I always love to include a quote of the day. So do what you can with what you have where you are. Theodore Roosevelt. So I think that's pretty prevalent for today. A lot of people feel overwhelmed in today's political scene, in their daily lives, with inflation. There's a lot of stuff that's kind of bearing down on everybody. And so it's too hard to think about the things that you have to do and get all that stuff done. Sometimes you just need to do what you can with what you have where you are. So I love that one. All right, well, let's move into today's training topic. It's going to be, does your sphere know you are an agent, or are you a secret agent? So I know that in our industry, there are about 20,000 agents across the Wasatch Front or in the state of Utah. It's tough to nail down the actual number just because it fluctuates so fast. So in any given month, some people are expiring their license, some of them are not renewing, some of them are just quitting the business altogether. And then any given month, we have brand new agents that take up their career, or even sometimes people that have had their license in the past, they renew after taking a year off or whatever. So it is always kind of going up and down. The reason why I say that is, or the reason why I bring that up, that there are a lot of agents out there, and one of the hardest things is helping your sphere or the people around you understand that you are a realtor. That is one of the most difficult things in this career. And most of the time our people forget because they might not see us all the time, or they might not see any of our posts, or we become too annoying and they turn us off, which does happen. I know in my sphere I've had that happen numerous times. So I apologize for hammering down in my sphere and being annoying, but there is no doubt about it in your mind that I am in real estate and that I help people buy and sell homes. There's no doubt about that. You can look it up online. You can see it on my Facebook page. You can see it all over our online presence. You can see it many, many different ways, which is why we have this list of topics here to go over. So now let's get down to business. What I brought here is 7 great ideas or 7 great avenues for you to get the word out for your sphere or your circle of influence or whatever you guys want to say. It is to help you get the word out that you are a realtor so that you're not a secret agent. First one is going to be leveraging social media. And I've got a couple of key points in here. The first one's going to be consistent posting. So regularly sharing on your real estate related content on platforms like Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, LinkedIn, wherever you're going to actually host all of your material, you need to start doing that consistently. If you guys have noticed an uptick in posts on the Fitness Realty Facebook page and Instagram page and pretty much everywhere else, we have ramped up the amount of posts that we are doing, mainly to get the word out that we are growing, and also to share some of the content. And sometimes there's just too much content that we have to not post several times a day. So sometimes I know that it might not be everybody's cup of tea to have 5 posts a day, but what I found is, from our business standpoint, it has helped us get more followers, get more likes, more engagement, and to sell homes quicker. So at the end of the day, everybody wants to have all of these views and likes, but for me, I don't care about any of that at all. What I want is to sell homes faster for a top dollar so that our sellers can make more money. And at the end of the day, that's the thing that I really love to do. All right. Engaging with your audience while you're in social media, that is another big one. I try to log on and try to do 10 posts or like 10 posts and then comment on 10 posts of people that I'm following or maybe on groups that I'm involved in. There's a lot of great avenues that you can do to engage with your audience on social media. And I recommend, instead of just blasting your post and forgetting about it, I think you really need to engage with your audience out there, and also the other people that are following you as well. So go on and see their birthday post, or maybe they just had a new baby. Great opportunities to say congratulations, or if they're not feeling well, send them some good vibes to get better sooner. There's a lot of great ways to do that, So I would just uh, encourage you to engage with your audience. This last one on here is utilize relevant hashtags. That's not one of my favorites, but if you're struggling with hashtags, a good idea is to use ChatGPT to help you write those. Or if you see a post that you like from another realtor, you can borrow some of their hashtags. I think that's a great way to do it. And it kind of helps everybody's realtor uh, persona go up, if you will, because all of those hashtags are used all the time. Well, okay, I guess we'll stay in here. Sorry about that pop-up. I run this in Google Meet because it's just easy for me to screen record what's happening. So, all right, now let's move on to creating a strong online presence. So, creating a strong online presence, as you guys have seen, Fitness Realty has been growing like crazy over the last 6 years, or almost 7 years now than when we started. And I think we're up to like 23,000 or 24,000 followers across all of our platforms, something like that. And that's not small by any means. And it's not like an influencer status by any means at all either, but it is helping us propel the online presence. Now, we have our professional website. That is something that comes up all the time. You definitely need a professional website. That is a must. So if you go to fitnessrealty.com, you can see our online presence. And I really recommend everybody getting a professional website for your online presence. Second one in this category is optimizing your Google My Business listing. Now, I want everybody to kind of do this. Take an incognito tab from Google and type in Fitness Realty and see what comes up. We have been trying our best to rank higher with Google. So sometimes we're in position number 1, sometimes it's number 2, and sometimes there are so many paid advertisements ahead of us, and that just is part of the game. Like I can't fix that. People can outspend great SEO, of course, and Google always has the sponsored links above all of the organic links. And so, but I want to just make sure that you have all of your Google listing information correct. So if you are on Google My Business and none of your information is correct, then people can't find you and Google actually won't promote your listing for you. So you need to make sure that's all in good order. Lastly on here is email marketing with your having a strong online presence. I actually feel like that's kind of more in the direct marketing. So we'll kind of get to that here in a second. But part of your online presence really needs to be every strategy that is attached to the internet. So that's email, websites, social media. Of course, we already covered that, and helping people understand and see you. As you guys know, I mean, you're online and on your phones like 24/7, just like I am. And so we're taking in all this digital media. And so you have to have a digital footprint that people can find you. All right, up next is networking effectively. I don't know how many agents get into the business and start and they're like super excited and they go to a bunch of business meetups and then they're like, oh man, every business meetup I go to is covered with 7 or 8 realtors. Well, that never changes. Like that is always going to be the case for a business meetup. You might have some where you just are one off, where everybody else was sick that was a realtor, or maybe you and another realtor there. But most of the time at a business networking event, there will be tons of realtors. So the part about this networking effectively is to use these 3 strategies, hopefully. So The first one, attend industry events. So sometimes attending industry events sounds counterintuitive, right? Because if you go to an industry event that's held by realtors for realtors and probably has technology that's being sold to realtors, you're probably not going to pick up any effective contacts in there, right? You're probably not going to get any sales from there. They're all realtors. They can buy and sell their own home at will. So you're probably not going to get any great connections for selling a house. But you can go there and pick up a bunch of key points or tricks that everybody else is using to become successful. And there are a lot of realtors that just never go to any events because they're like, oh, I just won't learn anything, or I don't want to be sold the next product, which I tell you, I mean, if you want to make money, sell products to realtors because we buy everything that looks shiny. So we're like the best person to throw products to. But what I'm saying about this part is go to these events and learn, grow, rub shoulders with, or rub elbows with somebody who is closing more deals than you. See if you can't pick up something from them. Secondly, join local organizations. That one's a big one. There are local organizations that you can be a part of, maybe a BNI group. Those are really hard to get into as a realtor most of the time because they have a realtor. There's usually multiple realtors in the group, a residential one, a commercial one, and a property manager. So it's usually filled. But there are tons of other organizations that you can get into. Something that I have transitioned to a little bit in life is riding motorcycles. And so right now I'm kind of working to get involved with some motorcycle riding clubs. And not that they won't have any realtors in there, because the clubs that I'm already talking to, there's already realtors in there. But it's just fun to go do something different that's not so real estate specific. And then it's just a fun way to get our name out there as well. And the third one on here is hosting client appreciation events. Fitness Realty has done this in the past, but not to a high level. Hopefully in this year, 2025, this upcoming year, we will more effectively do client appreciation events. A couple of things that we have in mind are a couple of like 5K runs where we would sponsor something for people to come, and then all the money would go to a charity event or a charity. And then number two, my personal favorite is I think that renting out a movie theater and hosting it on something like a big blockbuster would be amazing. My wife just this morning showed me the trailer for The Final Reckoning, which is the Dead Reckoning Part 2 of the Mission Impossible series, and the trailer is, I mean, it blew my mind. So I hope that we do a client appreciation event that is for that movie. I think that'd be awesome. All right, let's do the next one. Utilizing direct marketing sources. There are probably 25 to 100 different ways to do direct marketing. We're not going to cover all those, but the three that I think kind of stand out, and I'm kind of going to put two together. So there's some personalized postcards, but I think postcards are kind of, they have to be super personalized or somebody's just going to toss that in the trash in like 2 seconds. You and I both know that when you get your own mail and you look at it and it's a postcard, most of the time you might not even register that you're looking at it and it just goes in the garbage. So I don't really love that one. The one that I would add to this is a calendar, so a fridge magnet calendar. My mom utilizes these in her business and she's wildly successful with them. And everybody loves to receive those as well because it's actually like a gift that somebody sends you. And she had to put time into it, take time to put the envelope together and everything. I mean, they're not super hard, but it's more time than sending out a postcard that nobody's going to remember. So I do think that direct mail piece is pretty underutilized in real estate in general. But I think that you have to be strategic about it. And so I would caution everybody to just do the things that will work as a campaign. So the calendar, like I said, great one. All right. And then kind of piggybacking into that is to do direct mail campaigns. But like I said, those are kind of rough. So I guess I kind of I did both topics kind of together. Anyway, whatever. And then the next one that most people don't do is making phone calls. And I know that people hate talking on the phone. We all screen our calls because our cell phones allow us to do that. And so that piece is so underutilized in real estate, it's insane. There are some high level producers, and they just talk about only making phone calls, and that is the success of their business. They talk to their referral partners, they talk to the people they like. If they get a lead, they call them on the phone. They don't just text them. I mean, they do a lot of direct marketing with phone calls. So I would highly recommend utilizing that. As me, for my team and my business, we are going to start doing a direct phone call kind of campaign for expired listings. So we haven't utilized that in the past, but we will in 2025. It's going to be amazing. All right, up next, share your expertise. As you guys know, I'm trying to share my expertise online like all the time. And I'm not like the be all end all expert, obviously, but I love to share our expertise and my personal experience as well. So the first one in this share your expertise is guest blog posts. Most people, I mean, still some people still have blogs, some people still read those. I would kind of transition that into trying to make guest posts on other people's Facebook pages about your expertise. So maybe reach out to them, say, hey, I'd like to make a post on your page. Would you guys allow that? Maybe share some of your or maybe share a couple of stories from your last clients. Or if you're really fresh into the industry and you don't have any clients yet, or you haven't closed anything yet, utilize somebody that's from your team. Utilize their story and capitalize on the greatness out of that story. You don't have to have your own yet. I mean, if you're fresh and brand new, you don't have anything to talk about for closed transactions. However, you could still have some stories to share and your expertise, like training, any training that you've just recently done, or maybe you went to one of these meetups that I was talking about earlier and you picked up a tip and trick from somebody who's closing more deals than you. That's a great way to make a post and to potentially put it onto somebody else's page. So share your expertise on that. All right, up next is the offer free consultations. So this one's kind of difficult because everybody and their dog as a realtor is offering free CMAs or comparable market analysis on homes. You really have to like bundle that in a different way that doesn't just say, hey, free CMA, because nobody wants that. Nobody even cares. And they know that they know that you're just trying to get their information, and then you're going to hammer them with phone calls most likely. So a lot of people are very cautious about giving out their information. So you have to incentivize them a little bit more with those free consultations. A couple of things that I like to do is instead of me getting their information, I would just say, hey, I want to do a free CMA on your house. You don't have to give me your name or number or anything. If you'll allow me to, I can send it directly to the house in mail, right? So it's kind of using the direct mail rotation or utilized or strategy, sorry. And so that would say, or because obviously I know their address, right? I can look it up on the MLS or the tax records, or if they give me their address, that'd be fine too. And it makes it so that I don't have their cell phone number. So they know I can't just hammer them down with phone calls. Now, caveat to that, as you guys know, there's ways to skip trace and get people's information as well. But, we try to do our best not to hammer people's phone numbers that don't want to talk to us. So utilize the do not call lists, like be very cautious out there. All right. And then lastly, in the share your expertise, host webinars or workshops. As you guys have seen right now, I'm hosting a 4-part mini-series class that is offered once a month, and it is kind of the workshop side. Obviously, webinars, like we have a YouTube channel, so I'm sharing our expertise all the time on that. But the workshop piece, this 4-part mini-series class talks about first-time home buyers, home sellers, how to get top dollar, your first rental property, and then lastly, all about mortgages. And so creating some type of curriculum that you can teach is a huge, huge advantage because then you really look like the expert that you should be. And what's fun about the 4-part mini-series class for me is that I love to teach, and so it's just a fun environment. And then we've had so many first-time home buyers, home sellers, and then I have personal experience from rental property that I teach those flawlessly. The only one that I kind of co-teach is the mortgage class, because I don't do mortgages. So anyway, it's fun to have a workshop like that. So I would really highly encourage everyone to see what your skills are and either co-host something, come and teach it with me, or teach it with another person that you like, or maybe if you're like in title, co-host a CE class or something like that. That's huge, huge. All right, and then leveraging referral programs. So this one only has 2 bullet points. The first one is to incentivize referrals, right? Teach your sphere what it looks like for a referral, right? Is there an incentive structure? Is there a sweet gift that they get? We have a gift for referrals, super fun, it's personalized gift, and we try to get it out every time that we get a referral. Sometimes, our processes aren't like 100%, so I try to do my best, but we do have an incentive for referrals. The other part of that, though, is you have to teach your sphere what a referral sounds like. So if they hear something while they're talking to a coworker that is saying, hey, I'm looking to maybe sell my house or something like that, then their ears need to perk up and say, oh, I need to drop TJ's name or whatever your name is, right? Like in your info, because they need to call or text quickly to get some information before they, do something without you. This has happened many, many times to me. I've had tons of my sphere go to builders and sign up to buy a new home without me. And so part of that, like teaching and coaching what your sphere needs to think about you as, you need to kind of coach through, like, I'm the first stop shop. Like when you think real estate, I need to be the first thought. Message me, and then we'll find out what you're looking to do, and then we'll help coach you. Secondly on there is maintaining strong relationships. As you guys know, my network has grown like crazy. I have had a lot of friends that I used to keep in touch with. Some of that has really fallen off, so I apologize about that, but I've really tried to maintain strong relationships with my sphere, and as it grows, that is more and more difficult to do. So that part's kind of difficult. All right, lastly, we have community involvement. So sponsoring events, it looks like for Fitness Realty, like I said, we're going to try to do some 5Ks. We're going to try to get those community involvement or client appreciation events out. But there are some events that are held by some charities that we really like, and so we want to try to help them grow their sphere and grow their influence as well. So sponsoring those local events can be huge for your brand. And then lastly, volunteering your time is really crucial as well. When you give back to your community, that really shows you wanting to be out there in your community and being a part of it. And so when you're volunteering and getting your name out there, of course, you're not trying to lead the conversations with real estate stuff, but inevitably it always comes up. If you're wearing your logo, people are going to ask you about what you do. It is hands down one of the easiest ways to generate a conversation. Oh, look at this. I got little Jackson. Okay, thanks, buddy. All right, and that's it for today's training topic. So if your sphere doesn't know that you're an agent, or if you think you're a secret agent because nobody ever calls you, you get no referrals, and you hear about your sphere using some other realtor, and you're like, dude, like I've been your friend for 10 years and you still went with somebody else. Like, you have to get your name out there, and these 7 strategies will help you get your name out there. All right. Thanks, everybody. I love you. And sorry for such a long-winded video. All right. Catch you on the flip side. Bye.